And we're live.
We're live. Now I thought we were. I was trying to be smart and do the newsroom thing, but it didn't work.
The newsroom thing isn't working out too good lately.
No. The whole thing just went buoy on me, and then I froze. And I was thinking, oh, this laptop, she's gonna die. She's gonna die midstream.
It's all that chili.
Hey, Riding Fish is in the house. How you going, Riding Fish? Good morning, mate. It's good evening for us. It's actually what 11 o'clock your way, Preach?
It is. It's 11 p.m. where I am. Stormy and rainy and 11 p.m. Sunday
really?
night. Yeah.
Hey, Hixie Ted. Can you hear me properly or what?
I can hear you.
It's not very loud though, is it? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. It's the laptop.
Yeah, that's better.
It's the laptop. The laptop is dying. 7 a.m. here in Minnesota. How you going, Hixie Ted? Angela, Sunray, Punch Bowl Customs. Good evening, Punch Bowl. How are you, buddy? I saw your video. I saw it come up in my feed, Riding Fish, about the Challenger. I've not had the time to get on there and watch it. I haven't watched a lot of YouTube in the last couple of days. It's been very busy. And it's afternoon in the UK. Good to see you, Angela. So tonight, Preach and I are just going to just
hang out.
Chill out. Yeah. Chill out for an hour or so and then that's it.
There's no challenges, nothing of the sorts. We're having a break.
A booster and veteran biker in the house. Yeah, no challenges today. My stepdaughter did a challenge earlier this morning, and she had the one chip challenge. And
they did amazing.
Carolina Reaper, was it the Carolina Reaper?
I think so. I know it said on the package that it will destroy you.
Yeah, well, she was Gav was spewing in the bathtub, and she ate half a bucket of yogurt, I think, to try and keep it down. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That's bad.
Yeah, it is.
Tell you what, but I couldn't do it.
Sorry,
I could not do it. I couldn't have done it. So, absolute legends.
I think last week was bad when I put all that chili on the pie, and then seeing them eat that chip. Wow.
Yeah. Were you having flashbacks?
Yeah, well, when I came here to start the laptop up for tonight, I had chili all over the keyboard. Where I don't know, but it must have come off my hand when I flicked it. It's actually on the toilet roll as well when I was wiping my eyes. It looks more like something else than chili on the inside of the toilet roll.
I don't want to know.
Morning from Canada, CSL RC Lawn Cronish. That's cool. I like that name. I have no idea what it means, but I like it. Yeah, so no challenges tonight. We're going to take it easy. We're not going to do anything silly. I think the crowd justice funding is up to just over £32,000. That's UK money, which is roughly probably about 65,000 Australian dollars. Anonymous likes it when I talk sexy about chili. Abusa, do you like chili? Would you like something hot?
Is this Outback Outlaw ASMR or something?
Oh, please don't go there. So the links. Oops. I haven't even started and I'm dropping things.
We're only 5 minutes in and things.
Things are going south. The link's in the chat if anyone wants to come up and have a yarn. Yep, it's just going to be a chill out sesh. We're not going to be talking about anything really. Got nothing on our agenda. I wish Outback lived closer. He cracks me up. Yeah, well, Booster keeps moving around the States. You never know where he is. I did a video the other day, a while ago. He asked the motovloggers to give him a direction, and then he would ride in those directions. And he ended up, the direction that I gave him, ended up at a fire station. It was a Cherokee fire station. It was pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
She's Cherokee heritage, so I thought that was pretty cool. Kate G's in the house. Yeah, you did, Kate G. You caught us. We weren't going nowhere.
Yeah, we're here.
Baron says, Outback and Preach, you guys did an amazing job last week. Couldn't have eaten what you both did. Yeah, well, it's not like we're going to rush out and do it again.
Could you say we're in semi-retirement?
Yeah, I reckon so. I reckon, I don't...
Not full, just semi.
Just semi-retirement at this stage. We don't really want to be eating some of the crap we've eaten in the last few weeks. It's not fun.
Yeah, my body needs a break. I think yours does too.
Yeah. Anonymous
Maybe
says
not Bolt Bucket.
Sorry?
Maybe not Bolt Bucket.
Nah, Bolt needs as much as he gets. Anonymous says, yeah, that's so cool, that commonality with the biker's wife. So, it is pretty cool. Punch Bowl, I'm on night shift tomorrow, so staying up late to listen to your wise words. Oh, I don't know if you're going to get any tonight.
We'll see.
Did I pin the thing? No, I didn't.
The StreamYard link.
Yeah. I'll pin it.
Byron Witch says, make him do more. Make who do more? Bolt Bucket?
Yeah, Bolt needs to.
Yeah.
He's probably in bed right now.
Isn't he like a challenge or two behind us?
Oh, he's way behind us.
So he has to catch up.
Nicole says I like the one Nicole says Aussies. You know how she says Aussies? Aussies.
Yeah.
Aussies.
It's pretty cool the way that they say it.
So I'll try and do it in her voice. It's my two favourite Aussies. And I have an uncle who lives in Sydney. I'll be listening but can't chat. I'm driving. Uh-oh, she's going to get rear-ended again.
Oh, no. But let's point out she's not in a red car. And hello to everyone in chat. Oh, can we not go there with the rear-ended thing again?
Oh, that just went on and on and on, didn't it?
Muscle relaxants.
The two favourite Aussies with muscle relaxants and rear ends.
Oh, we love Nicole. She's the best. Hey, Boma.
And as if we say we're taking the piss out of someone, the Americans go, oh, gross. I mean, how...
Did they actually think that we're like maybe removing the piss from someone? Yeah, we're not.
That's right. No.
So taking the piss out of someone is making a joke.
Yeah. taking the piss.
Punch bowl. If I donate, what can you legends do? Come on, gotta be something good. Oh no.
Nah, you're not going to make us punch. You're not going to
Not
make us do
tonight.
anything tonight. We're done. We're done.
Not tonight. Nope.
If I'd had the one chip, I probably would have tried that this morning, but I didn't. So my stepdaughter did it for me. Got out of that one.
Can you even get them here in Australia? I don't think you can.
No, you can get them from Amazon, like you can get everything else.
Amazon.
Canned chicken.
Whole chickens in a can.
Sunray has asked Baron if she's made any more squishy sacks.
Has she made blue squishy sacks?
Blue ball sacks.
That was at the request of Bolt, I believe.
Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf's in the house.
Hey, Lone Wolf.
Hey, everyone, how's things going? How are you and your guests felt the other day after that food challenge? Yeah, we didn't feel too good, mate.
Yeah,
Pretty
I felt
gross.
pretty
Yeah.
yuck. Yeah. I was
Oh,
pretty
the
my
funny thing
kitchen was
was
a mess.
the best thing was when you were eating your stuff and you said, "Are there any pledges?" And Bolt said, "Oh yeah, they're coming in, and nobody had pledged." That was funny.
I know the wankers stitched me up.
He stitched you up big time.
I know, but you know what? That's okay. It's called payback. I'll get him back.
You get you. Well, I mean, I don't
But
know
that
where he is
was
tonight.
funny.
It was funny. Don't know where he is tonight. I didn't tell him I was going live, so he's probably gone to bed.
He's probably hiding because he knows he stitched me up.
Possibly. Hey, Sue, how you going?
Hey, Sue.
Yeah, Punch Bowl's just going to keep on bugging us to do a... can you be quiet, Siri? Siri's talking to me.
Oh, no. Are you doing a dingo?
I'm doing a Dave the dipshit seeking the truth. What is he? Seeking the truth of dipshit Dave? He's a poor excuse for an Australian, that bloke.
I
He's a
laughed
wanker.
way too much at that.
He's a well and true. I mean, yeah, like that Siri thing, when the Siri thing was talking to him on the phone, that was great. That was a great video, Preach.
About the 35C.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
Uh,
when I first heard the word 35C, I was thinking that Chris Watts wanted boobs. I just couldn't work it out.
boobs.
Yeah, 35Cs.
He wanted a 35C cup.
Yeah, that's what I thought it meant. Biker's wife says, so far we've covered being rear-ended and needing muscle relaxers, and now we're on to blue ball squishy sacks. Yes, everything is covered in this.
And don't forget a 35C cup. Now we can add that to the list as well.
Anon's going, okay, my Aussie brother, 8 a.m. here, heading out to make a video on me bag up, bro. Good to see you, Mr. Sexy Chili Toilet Roll Man. Love you too, Abusa. Riding Fish is coming into the chat. Woohoo! Riding Fish, how you going, buddy?
I'm good, man. What's up? Dude, I just woke up like hour and a half ago, so I feel like I'm a wreck, but
you had your coffee or what?
Dude, like first cup in, barely. First cup in.
Oh, awesome.
Oh. See, I don't function until I've at least had one cup.
Do you guys drink coffee all day?
Yeah.
I used to. I don't. I'm on this diet thing that it's got a lot of caffeine in it, and it buzzes me all day.
It sounds like a party.
It's a party, all right.
Yeah, I'm that guy at 5 o'clock dinner time. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll take another cup of coffee. Actually.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that if you have a coffee at nighttime, it actually makes me go to sleep. It doesn't actually, keep me buzzed. But in the morning, it really buzzes me. Hey,
Okay.
9 Mills is in the chat. So is MSG retired. Here you going, guys. Good to see you. Obama goes, what I wanted is Outlaw tackling kangaroos, but didn't have enough money. Yeah, well, good luck with that one. I've got to find them first.
And the size of the kangaroos over where Outback is.
Do you guys see kangaroos? Do you guys see kangaroos just everywhere? Like we see deer in the United States. You guys just see them all over.
Yeah,
pretty
sure
much.
do.
Are they as buff in real life as I always see, like on YouTube? All those buff ones.
Yeah, some
there's
of them
different
are
sizes.
the males. And it depends if it's like a red or an eastern grey or wallaby. It just depends.
So those are like, there's like a whole bunch of different types of. See, I know it's super weird, and you guys are like, know this every day, and I'm just retarded. But so there's a whole bunch of different kinds of what are we talking about?
Kangaroos.
Kangaroos, yeah. So you
Yes.
got the big reds. So the big reds are the red coloured ones, and then you've got the eastern greys, which are they can actually get to the same size as a big red, sometimes bigger. So I mean they can stand higher than 6 foot. So it's quite easy to see a big family of kangaroos bouncing across the highway. You just line them up and see if you can hit them, and see if your car's still going at the end of it.
I'm just saying, when I go to the gym, I look at some of these kangaroo videos for like encouragement. Like, I need to hit chest today. Look at that guy.
Some of the male kangaroos, they are so like ripped and bulk. They'll put like humans to shame. It's incredible. And then you go, yeah, I don't want to be near you. I'm just going to go that way. Because they will rip you apart.
So they're mean, right? They can be.
They can be, yeah. I call their paws and their claws, I call them murder mittens, because if a male gets really cranky and can grab onto you, they will rip you apart.
Did you guys see that video of the guy that goes running into the field to snag his dog and he punches him right in the face? I just imagine.
I know. Here you go, fun fact. I actually know him. I actually know him.
I thought he was squared up. I was expecting the kangaroo to rise up on his tail and just give him a good solid kick.
It wanted to, but it actually, as you've seen, it hopped away. But it actually had his dog in a headlock, and thankfully his dog actually had a chest plate on, and that's what saved his dog, and obviously the right hook that the kangaroo copped as well. But yeah, it's all true, and I know the bloke who knocked the roo. They were actually out on a trip. One of their friends was dying of cancer, and they went out for one last trip, and that's when it happened. So, yeah.
Obama's just asked if the meat's good. Yeah, it's the best meat in the world. It is just amazing meat. Very, very good meat. It's gamey, but it's good.
And it's very rich in iron as well, isn't it?
Very lean. Yeah,
and lean.
Very rich in iron.
Very red.
I had a dog that got that booted by a kangaroo and had 98 stitches. Just completely sliced the guts open. The guts fell out, and I thought she was dead. Took her to the vet, and they put it back in and stitched her up. And I thought she would have learnt not to chase kangaroos after that. No, once she was ready to run, she was after them again.
Hence why I call them murder mittens.
So they don't eat meat, right? Aren't they vegetarian?
No, just grass and leaves.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Is that herbivores?
Take over your guys' island.
Hey, what's that?
Oh, go ahead.
Is it herbivores that they are? They just eat plants and grass? Yeah.
Herbivores.
I know. What did I say? Vegetarians? I'm such an idiot. It's too early. Same thing.
But apparently, if you ask anyone outside of Australia, all the animals that we have here on our island will kill you.
Well, isn't that true? It sounds a lot like your guys' vegetarians. Like, it sounds like your nicest animals on the island are still killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be right.
Even koalas, like everybody goes, oh, they're so cute and fluffy and cuddly. Clearly, none of those people have heard of cranky male koala. They will chase you.
Wombats will too.
Yeah, wombats.
will go you.
Possums are hit and miss.
Some of those animals carry rabies and stuff, right?
Not in Australia. No,
not in Australia.
There's rabies in Indonesia, so it's very close to Australia.
But
so our Coast Watch and our rangers of across the top end are very, very quick on dealing with anything that they might see that's got rabies. So it'll get here, it'll come to Australia, but it's not in Australia just yet.
You guys will be on lockdown again.
Don't
rabies
say that.
Rabies hit the island. We got a lockdown.
Well, this probably would have. Well, koalas carry chlamydia.
Lockdown.
That's where fucking chlamydia came from. Now we know.
Koalas.
The koalas.
Lockdown again.
Somebody said that. Did I read it right? They said that not koalas, the other ones, the jumping ones, kangaroos have 3 vaginas or something. Did I read that correctly?
Yeah,
I say that.
They if there's a lot of feed, they can get pregnant, and then less than 3 months later they can get pregnant again, and then less than 3 months later, so they can have up to 3, joeys inside them. One's gestating, one's just been born, and another one is in their pouch. And then you'll see 3 joeys, different sizes, but they'll all be in this mother's pouch. If there's a lot of feed around, they just keep on breeding.
Wow.
Yep.
That's great. So how long is a pregnancy? Do you know?
It's not very long. It's less than 3 months, I think.
Wow. That sounds. It's a good thing that they're vegetarians, because they could for sure take over that island for sure. Like as fast as they breed. And
Punch Bowls just said we'll rename them Vagiroos.
Vagiroos.
Yeah, but a lot of the farmers they kill them off because they just eat everything. I'm
They're a pest.
The kind of person that. Yeah, well, I'm the kind of person that says, well, we should be getting rid of anything that's a hoofed animal because they're not native to Australia. So get rid of the cows and the sheep and everything else, and just farm kangaroos, because kangaroos, they're bloody beautiful meat. It's the best meat in the world. Yeah, just get rid of all the hoofed animals and just farm kangaroos, and what else we got?
No, I like steak too much.
Go on. You want to fight me, preach, do you?
Later, I'll fight you. I'll tackle you like a kangaroo. There you go, Obama.
I do like
I'll tackle him.
Do like my steak. Steak's good. But, they should be farming kangaroos a lot more than what they are, I think.
Well, it sounds like it would be easy, right? You've bred them correctly and you feed them correctly. They'll be multiplying quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they multiply quicker than cows do, so happy days.
They probably like keeping the price of their meat premium. It's a premium out here. There's only a couple places I know of that have it, and then whenever I go, they're always out. So, yeah.
But it's not even cheap here to buy kangaroo meat. I was looking the other day, and it was like $27 a kilo, and that wasn't for a great piece of roux.
Yeah.
Ziggy D wants to talk wallabies. 9 Mils is in the house. G'day, 9 Mils. And who was the Cowboy Car Crushing's here? Woohoo!
Oh, we don't have alligators here. We have crocodiles.
We have crocodilius.
Yeah. We don't have alligators here, and Oh, there might be some in a zoo.
It's because alligators are too nice.
Yeah, the crocs, they're not very nice people. People?
People?
Very nice animals.
They're not nice dinosaurs.
They're not vegetarians either.
No, they're not.
No.
They're not.
Just ask lots of tourists if they're vegetarians.
They like Germans. Crocs like Germans a lot. A lot of German tourists get eaten by crocodiles. Not sure why, but you normally see it in the news. Another German tourist gets eaten by a crocodile. Oh, right, okay, yeah, no worries.
And there's
You tell me
massive
something
signs
different.
that does say, do not swim here. There is crocodiles. But the tourists still swim there.
I remember a story. There was a tour company that took these people out. They were Germans, obviously, and it was nighttime, and they swam out to a rock that was in the middle of the river. It was one of the rivers in the Northern Territory, and they were shining their torches around trying to look for croc eyes at night. They saw croc eyes, and this woman, she decided she'd swim towards the croc eyes, and she went missing. And they found her a few days later, and she was dead. That's what happens when you decide that you think you can take on a crocodile.
Someone just said, cowboy car crashing, print the signs in German, duh. Well, the signs have like every language.
Halt! Halt!
Oh no.
Schweinhund! Don't swim here!
Just put a bunch of nines. Just nine.
Nines. Nine, nine, nine,
The
nine.
number.
Nine!
You're probably too nice for Germans. You have to be like blunt and like just.
Oh dear. Nine, don't swim here. You Schweinhund.
Cowboy car crashing. 9. No nicks.
Oh, cowboy car crushing. Where have you been? That's it. Printed in German. I'm going to suggest that to the Rangers. Achtung! Achtung! Oh, God. Why are we laughing about crocodiles?
I don't know.
Oh, anyway, that was good. Thank you, Cowboy Cash Crashing. That was good. Crocs, kangaroos, wallabies. You know what a wallaby is?
Isn't it a little kangaroo?
Yeah.
Got it. That's it.
I'm not that smart of a man, so especially when it comes to Australian stuff, you know.
So what are we going to call the wallaby then? A walla-egan? So it's a wallaby cross a vegan?
Walla-egan. A walla-egan.
A walla-egan.
See, America's word mean would be like, that's a dwarf kangaroo or something. Like we'd say some weird mean thing.
A dwarf kangaroo.
No, dwarf.
Oh.
Because so is it mainly it's a size difference, right?
Yeah.
This slightly, well, you know, I guess if you were one of them people that studies animals, you would go kangaroo, wallaby. There's a difference. If you were to ask me what that difference is, I would just say one's taller, one's smaller. I don't know what the difference is.
Rock wallabies, they live in rocky areas, rocky terrain.
And they're more stumpier rock wallabies, so they can actually, I don't know why they're stumpier, because you wouldn't really be able to bounce up the rocks, would you? That doesn't make sense, does it?
They can bounce.
Have you guys ever seen those mountain goats that like sit on the side of mountains?
Yeah, I've seen them on TV.
I'm picturing wallabies doing the same thing now. Just on the side. Is it kind of like that?
Rock wallabies, yeah. I know in the UK or in Europe somewhere, they breed the cows because they're standing on the mountain. They breed the cows with 2 legs shorter than the other two, so the 2 legs are shorter as they go around the mountain, and there's 2 legs longer. That's true story. They breed them with 2 legs shorter than the other.
Huh?
The problem is when they turn around and go the other way, that's when they fall down because they're not actually level with the,
What?
with the mountain.
It is way too late at night for this.
They're like NASCAR cows. Just you have to go left. Just
NASCAR cows.
Around the mountain. You can only go one way. You can't go the other way.
Hope they don't get dizzy.
I noticed. Well, it's a true story. Don't ask me to give you the evidence. I'm just telling you it's a true story. So it's been said. It's out there. It's out there in the public now. So you just need to believe it. That's all. We're done.
Right.
oh.
So if I Google NASCAR cows, will the evidence
Something's coming up, I guarantee that.
Mike's wife's put your link in the chat, Riding Fish.
Oh, hey, thank you. I don't know. I'm wrapping up an edit, and I was sitting here, and I realized I'm listening more to what you're doing than listening to myself talk on this video. So I was like, yeah, forget it. And I was kind of like, did a self-appearance check real quick, and I'm like, well, I got some bags. I got caught. I don't care. It's 7 a.m. You're not going to stay awake and watch that football game in an hour?
Yeah, what is it? Who's playing?
Oh, we always send the great teams to London, so it's the Jets and the Atlanta Falcons. So, yeah. We always send the really good teams over there.
So, football or soccer?
Oh, it's football. So,
but is it tackle like NRL football? I'm confused.
NFL, yeah, NFL.
NFL, okay.
Tackle, yeah. See, I'm that American that when you say soccer, I just think Mexicans play soccer. I married a half Mexican, so I'm allowed to say it, I think. But yeah. But even though I know that that's not true, it's just, the funny.
So, can you tell me what the difference is between American football and gridiron?
No.
Is it the same?
I have no idea. I guess I don't know what gridiron is. I kind of thought it was all the same thing. We don't call anything gridiron.
When I was a kid, they used to call it gridiron, and not.
Is it
not
that gridiron
NFL.
changed to NFL? They got rid of the gridiron name, maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know.
I know. I said to Summer, I liked watching gridiron when I was a kid, and she goes, "Gridiron? What are you talking about?" I said, all you Americans running around with all this crash gear on, smashing into each other, all padded up. Whereas in Australia, we don't wear pads. We just smash into each other and just break every
we just belt people. And then if you get split open, you run off. The doctor just staple guns it back together, tapes it up, and on you go.
Yeah, you guys are tough over there. You're probably allowed to play with concussions. Us, we have to take time off and put our feet up.
Oh no, we've got a concussion rule now, don't we? And they take them off.
Concussion rule, but I mean,
they're going
in American
soft.
Football, there's more time. There's more time out than there is time on the field.
Well, that's because we were all about the money. We want to get those commercials in there for you guys.
I remember watching the Super Bowl. Was it the final? And there were so many ads. I was like, what is going on? There's more ads than there is football.
So people watch the Super Bowl for the ads. I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. There's people that will watch the Super Bowl. They'll go to the bathroom. They'll chat with their friends while the game is going on. But then when the commercials are about to start, it's shh, commercials are starting.
Wow.
Really?
I swear. And for a long time, people, those companies would put lots of big money into their commercials and try to make them funny or unique or memorable or whatever. Some patriotic, somebody has an American flag and something, and
because the commercials over there in the Super Bowl, that's big money.
Yeah, it's like $1 million a second or something crazy. Like, it's big money.
Wow.
So Cowboy says that gridiron is American football. Is
He
the
also says
gridiron.
that if you pad it up, you're going to hit harder. Well, I disagree with that. I disagree because us Aussies, we just hit each other as hard as we possibly can and knock them out. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, no padding.
You know, I have heard that if you have less fear about hurting yourself, right, then you will hit somebody as harder or even harder than you can. But if you have that self fear that you might hurt yourself, you would like pull back a little. But you got to remember the people they're out of their mind. I mean, they're good people, but to get to where they're at in life and as strong and fast, usually they're all out.
Yeah.
Ziggy D said in chat, didn't Janet Jackson get her boob out on a Super Bowl? Now, wasn't it Justin Timberlake's fault for that nip slip?
That's the most DVR'd, TiVo'd, rewound moment in television history.
Janet Jackson's boob.
Yeah, that halftime show.
That's so funny.
I was like, I don't even know was 7 people had DVR back then. Like, I was like, I wasn't lucky enough, and I wasn't VHSing that, so it's all downhill after Janet Jackson's boob.
Channel. Can you post the link? I'm trying to look for it. Summer, 9 Mils channel. I'm subscribed to him.
No, I think I am too.
It doesn't come up when I type him in though. For some reason.
Let's see if I can find him.
You gotta spell it correctly, otherwise it won't. 9 Mils.
Cowboy car crashing. I still watch that nip slip once a week when no one is looking, of course.
Wasn't that before like high def? Like we were all like had to get really in there, and we're like, was that a nip? I think she even had a star. Didn't she have a star over it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was that was a wardrobe malfunction that was planned.
Yeah, and so controversial even 10 years later?
Oh my God, it's still crazy. It's really weird how protective we are in the United States about like nudity and that sort of thing. When other countries,
meanwhile, the rest of the world was like, it's just a boob.
Yeah, they're like the weather lady at Channel 9 shows more than that. She's like, weather lady stands up. Can you tell it's cold today?
But it's it's more because it was Janet Jackson. That's why.
Yeah, probably. And now Cowboy's like, where was HD TV then?
That's what I'm saying, Cowboy. Because I was over here like, what just happened?
And then you got Punch Bowl saying, get him out for the boys.
I got his link. I'll put that in now. 9 Mils on 2 wheels. Links in the chat, guys, if you want to subscribe to him. Riding Fish rides a Challenger. Tell us about your Challenger, mate. It's 10,000 miles now?
28,000.
28,000.
Yep, 28. And I put on a couple, almost 200 yesterday. So I'd like to hit 30 before I have to park it for the year, but I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. It's the best bike made, so I went out and bought it, and now I try to make it better, and I have fun, and I travel and ride, and yeah, I don't know.
How many states have you done in one ride?
In one ride? So I did a 9,000-mile trip this past July. I left on the 7th, and I was gone for like 29 days or something, or 28 days, and I went from Minnesota all the way west to California, and then went all the way east up to Connecticut, North Carolina, then Connecticut through Texas, which is, by the way, a giant state. Even for the United States, our western coast has big states, but then you get to Texas and you're like, man, this state does not end. So, hey, what's your guys' speed limit? Are you guys' speed limit slow out there? They are. Aren't they like 100 kilometers or something?
110 on the freeway here.
So how fast is that in us retarded Americans? So like 65?
Yeah, about 65 miles, yeah.
So in Texas, there's a spot that's 85 miles an hour.
I mean, that's not saying we stick to the speed limit.
Oh, and yep. We don't stick to 85 miles an hour either. But I just think that's crazy.
Up until about 15 years ago in the Northern Territory, we had an open speed limit. You could ride or drive as fast as you liked. And then
did they change that?
Run. Yeah, they had the cannonball run because they couldn't do it in the States. So they brought it over to Australia, and we did the cannonball run for a few years. And then there was a fatal accident with pedestrians as well as some car drivers that were driving a Porsche 911, I think it was.
Damn
Germans. And just, yeah, that was the end of the cannonball run, and then that was the end of the open speed limit. It dropped down to 130.
Wow.
MSG's coming in. How are you, matey?
Hey, what's going on?
How's things, mate?
Hello.
Let's see. Is the microphone working?
Yep, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, we're doing well. Just wow, got a little bit of lag, but I'm gonna have to put on. I'm gonna have to put on some headphones.
MSG, yeah. Do you have your? Yeah, your YouTube. You have a YouTube link probably on.
Oh yeah. There we go. I don't have to put on the headphones. It helps if you turn off the YouTube link in the background.
That's it. Works every time.
Yeah, I was trying to edit a video too, and I've been listening to you more than trying to get my video put together. So I said, screw it. I might as well just join the group and bullshit for a while.
Why not?
Well, you're welcome, mate. Welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah. Hey, I was glad that you met the goals on that bidding that we did, and I see that all went through great. I good for them, and I hope the outcome is positive for that clown in the UK.
Yeah, we hope so. He's still on YouTube, and this guy's got more than 9 lives. I mean, anybody else out there on YouTube that broke any of the terms and conditions would have lost their channel. He's broken them 100 times over, and he's still on, and he's got 3 channels. So it is what it is. But the thing is,
it's a process.
There is a process, and we know that the money that we've raised for the lawyers in the UK, that's really where it's really gonna make or break it. And the bullying and harassment that he's done to the poor Rusex over there in North Carolina is just wrong. It's just so wrong, morally wrong.
Yeah. Especially to go through what they have, to lose, more than half your family in that way. And, 3 years down the track to every day have to wake up to this and always wonder what somebody's going to say. And it's horrific. And no family, and it's not just about him, but no family should ever, ever have to go through that.
I mean, you just look at the channel now with the Gabby Petito, everything that's going around with Gabby Petito. They're even talking conspiracies now on that case. I mean, people should just leave these people alone. I mean, she hadn't even, they were doing a memorial. They didn't even know where her body was, and they were already talking about conspiracies. It's ridiculous.
Mm. And thank you for the support too from everyone again.
Yeah, I even though I got outbid, I was happy with that, and I still threw the 50 pounds in. I was more than happy to do that. Plus, seeing Outback Outlaw shit-faced was awesome.
100 and plum.
100 and plum.
That was so random and so unexpected. It was, Hey, let's go live and talk about the crowd justice. Okay. Had no idea. Neither of us did, you know.
I drank a bottle and a half of port riding fish.
Yeah, when you opened that second bottle, I went, "Oh, this is not going to be good." But it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
And being the friend that I am, I encouraged him.
Oh, you did?
It wasn't hilarious the next day, that's for sure.
No, I'm sure it wasn't.
What did you say it was?
Port, so fortified wine.
Okay. Yeah.
Very thick stuff. 18%
Very
alcohol.
potent stuff.
Do you guys have like a proof, like how alcoholic it is? Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. What is it? How strong is that stuff?
So I think a regular drink in Australia would have been just a nip like that, a shot.
Oh, like a 1 ounce.
I drank a bottle and a half.
Jeez.
And he may have disappeared from the live to go and get some water. And when he come back, he may have had to have done 6 shots when he got back, unfortunately.
Wow. I don't know how I missed that live. I also am not even quite sure what you guys were talking about a little bit ago.
I just didn't want him to get thirsty. Like, I didn't want him to get dehydrated. So I was like, well, we'll keep the pledges going. And he's got 6 drinks when he gets back.
Yeah, 1 ounce at a time. We'll keep you alive.
Well, just to get you into the loop there, riding fish. Preach and I, we're part of a group that is trying to take a YouTuber down off YouTube. For the last 3 years, he's made hundreds of thousands of dollars off the back of a murder that happened in Colorado.
The Watts case, Chris Watts.
You may have seen the documentary on Netflix. American Murder Next Door, I think it was. Is that right?
That sounds right. I don't see that shit.
American Murder.
That stuff kind of sucks and is depressing a little bit, right? And so I try not to follow like every bit, even this most recent case with this young lady. I watched like 35 seconds of that police footage or whatever. And you know what killed me about that is I'm a father to a little girl. And I was like, this dad, her father is watching this video going, that's the state of mind my daughter is in. And she disappears. Fucking crazy.
Yep.
There's no way, that I couldn't watch it. Cause listen, there's a lot of things I deal with, but when it comes to my daughter, man, like I could just only imagine, she came to me earlier and she's like, I got a nosebleed. I felt bad for that, I mean, I'm not trying to make a joke or a comparison, but I'm saying like I couldn't imagine what that father feels like. And then now there's people like you were saying, conspiracy theories, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I try not to watch that kind of stuff. Just I don't watch I don't watch motorcycle accidents, and I don't watch like these kind of tragedies. But if
you have to do that. You have to do that to keep yourself safe, because if you don't, you can get lost in this really dark world. And I think that's where we're from, is the family, the Rusick family, have had nothing but just bullying, harassment for the last 3 years. All sorts of things being said about them by YouTube creators mainly, but there are other social media platforms where they're just saying some pretty nasty things. And it's just wrong on so many levels. And there's a group of us that have been fighting these creators, and we've been trying to get YouTube to stand true to what they stand for.
To be accountable and uphold their terms of service and their community guidelines, because the victims of crime and their family, they fall under, in the YouTube policies, a protected group.
Yeah.
And for them, it's about trying to get them to uphold and enforce the policies that they write. If these people are a protected group, then protect them.
Mm.
Yeah, Riding Fish, if you want to see something, if on Netflix, they did an entire Netflix movie on this entire thing. and the husband killed, I mean, the entire family, basically, his children and his wife. And it gives you, a different take on it. But I watched the Netflix and I had forgotten about it. And then when I got on their live stream to give some support, I went back and watched it again. And it's really a good Netflix movie on it.
Yeah, it's great. The Netflix, it really shows.
What is it? What is it called? I just pulling it up.
I forgot the name of
The
it.
American Murder Next Door, I think it is.
American Murder Family Next Door.
Yeah.
Yeah, popped right up. Yeah, okay. We'll see if I want to go down the dark circle, but I'll remember it.
Yeah, it's
on one
really,
of my lives
it's
there,
tough to go down that dark circle. It really is.
Yeah, sorry, MSG.
That's all right.
On one of my lives there, riding fish, Preach and I were eating some pretty bad stuff to try and raise some money, and the father of the daughter and the grandkids that were murdered was on our live stream and was getting his armpits waxed and his leg waxed to try and raise money to be able to take this guy to court. So,
so the goal is to get this YouTuber gentleman that's profiting off of this murder. What is he? Is he like talking bad about the family? And
yeah,
he's saying some pretty nasty things.
We could essentially sit here and rattle off some of the negative and just disgusting and horrific things that this gentleman says, but there's a 2,000-page discovery that's out there on this case that is public. Anybody can read. So to make up conspiracy theories and exploit these little girls and Shannon, who was pregnant at the time, is just horrific. These little girls this man dumped his children in oil batteries. It's
we got some crazies over here in the United States. We got some crazies.
Yeah. So these sorts of things have been going on, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to take this guy down. So one of my alter egos is Fart Chair Detective, and that's basically a parody of Armchair Detective, who's this guy who's been making hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last few years. He's a narcissist, and he's very good at manipulating people. He sucks people in with his conspiracies, and we call him out every time we get a chance to. We call him out. So he has multiple strikes on his channels, and he's still not down. Whereas we've had people that have had one strike and they've been taken off YouTube straight away. So, it's YouTube. YouTube's in it for the money. They're not.
I was gonna say this guy must be getting a shit ton of views and long average watches, and Google's kind of like going,
"Yep,
stop it."
Yeah,
please don't do that.
And he's got 3 channels.
Yeah,
3 channels, plus a Patreon, plus his PayPal that he also puts in the chats.
My
and
PayPal's in my chats too. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but you don't exploit murders.
No,
you don't exploit a murdered family.
No. Yeah,
there's
and it's
a difference.
It's not okay. But that's. And I'd seen some of your like Armchair Detective and like stuff like that. I just didn't know any of the backstory. It's kind of like, oh, he's live. What's up? And then I, follow along, whatever, depending what I'm doing. In and out, in and out, in and out. There was a whole thing to that. So.
I'll be back in one. I'll be back in 1 second. I need to refill
coffee.
No worries.
Hey, Katie J, how you going? Hope you recovered after your meal of bugs.
Oh, is she in here? Is she?
She sure is.
Katie J and her daughter ate some bugs at our last live last week riding fish.
What kind of bugs?
They were crickets, locusts, worms.
Mealworms.
Yeah.
I just got something, you guys. Hang on. I'm going to dip out for a second and I'm going to come right back, but I'm going to show you guys something.
Okay.
Show you guys how much I
Should
love
we be
Australia.
scared?
No, you never have to be scared. I'll be right back. Watch this, though. This would be cool.
Katie J, how you going? Say hello to Tyler for us. Thanks.
Hey,
So,
Julie.
Go on. Oh, you said, hey, Julie. What did Angela say? Angela said, AD had the audacity to say creators. I can pin this, can't I? It'd be easier. Get my shit together. AD had the audacity to say creators are making too many of Gabby Petito case. He made 3 to 4 videos on the What's Case daily. Yeah, he's full of shit. He's a wanker.
A wanker.
Yep. She could taste it for 48 hours. Gross. Gross. I don't know how they did it either.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. It wasn't very appetizing, was it?
Definitely wasn't. Definitely wasn't. But here we go. He's back.
I know that took a minute, but let's check it out. I hope you guys are like not against people having pets. But here's my little girl. She wanted a snake real bad, and we here. You want to join me? We call her Minnow. So you guys, this one's Minnow. This one is Nova.
How you going,
so yeah,
Minnow?
she's a little beardy.
And Nova. That's a bearded dragon.
Yeah.
That is cool.
This way. She's kind of in shed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Minnow here wanted a snake, and we said no way to the snake. So we decided beardies are pretty cool, so we gave it a try. So hopefully you guys aren't against like Americans trying to have
no.
No,
I think it's cool.
Those ones are raised in captivity anyway, so they're not.
Yeah. So then here's my question: do you guys get to see these guys running around
all the time?
Yeah.
They live where these are wild. And they get pretty big, right?
Frilled-necked lizards. You know what the frilled-necked lizards are?
Yeah.
No.
So they've got this great big, like a lion's mane that sticks out. A frill-necked lizard like this sticks out.
Yeah, yeah. They look like raptors or whatever.
That's the one.
Yeah, and they run like raptors.
Yeah,
we got plenty of them here.
Oh, so they have those things too. These guys are from Australia. Are all three of you from Australia?
Sorry?
Are all three of you guys living in Australia?
No, MSG is American.
Oh man. Thankfully.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
The only crazy American on this live. I have to.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I mean, I'm up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
New England.
Okay, yeah, New England area. I was actually just in Connecticut and stuff. I was in your region in July.
Nice.
So how long?
Yeah, I just did. I did a Americade up in New York a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And I went to the rally, and I got to get out. Actually, that we're starting to get some color in the trees, and I need to go out and do my leaf peep ride out through the Berkshires.
She's okay. She wasn't gonna fall. She was just moving.
How long have you had Minnow for? Sorry, Minnow.
So Minnow is 8. She's mine. This one this is Nova, like the sun.
Nova is the bearded dragon.
Correct. So Minnow is the daughter.
Minnow.
You know what? You can just call them whatever you want. That's how we roll in this family.
How long have you had Nova?
How long have we had Nova?
For about a half of a month.
No, we've had her about a month. She's probably about 3 months old is what our guess is. Yep. But yeah, we bought her from a breeder that breeds and we went with red, super reddish, because red kind of runs in the family.
Her back legs and stuff and front legs are just dark because she's in the middle of shed.
So she's what? She lives in the shed.
No,
Don't
no, she has a
confuse her.
tank, but she's shedding her legs, but she lives in a giant tank.
Bedding.
Are you hitting the port again?
I'm starting to wonder the same.
I want to see that. Can you bring him up close to the camera?
Go put it right up there.
So is Nova shedding her orangey skin? Is that what she's shedding?
Oh,
Correct. Yeah. So the dark spots will be bright orange, like the back of like her back and her tail is.
Bright red.
Yeah.
Or bright red, orange red. Yeah. She's in such a growth spur right now. Turn her around so the head can look, so they can get a look at that face. So anyway,
Nova's pretty placid.
Yeah, because we wouldn't go anywhere near a bearded dragon; it'd bite your finger off in the wild.
Really?
Yeah, and if we were going to have anything like that, we would have to have a license to look after them. So we would have to have a reason to actually have the animal.
Yeah, to hold it in captivity.
So you guys don't get to like see how like we're loving on this. Like here in the United States, they sell leashes for these guys. People take them swimming, like walk them like dogs. I don't know. Maybe that's not cool. We thought it was pretty cool though.
I think it's cool. But here we have to have permits and licenses to keep them. Same with snakes.
It seems like Australia is really nice about just watching out for everybody. So that's really good. We do that when we're in like last ditch effort. We start protecting people. Last ditch.
That's a nice way of saying it.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, that's good. Thank you, Minnow, for showing us.
All right, you can go warm her up.
That is so cool. Bye, Minnow. I
just wanted to show you guys our She said bye. Oh, I wanted to show you the connection that here in my house we have with Down Under. So it made me like think of it.
There's a bit of Aussie there. Might not be a vegan roux, but you know, there's some Aussie there.
Oh, she's not vegetarian at all. Let me tell you that.
No.
That big girl can eat crickets.
Yeah.
So MSG, you were talking about on your channel. You've been talking about a guy that I don't know how to say it. He's in the army or was in the army, or he's a fake army guy. What's the go with this dude?
Oh, you must be. I went down this rabbit hole quite a while ago, and it's dealing with a Florida man. Go figure. Jeremy DeWitt. Is that who you're talking about? That's police impersonator, special forces major impersonator, who is now in prison. With all of the felony charges he accumulated between two counties, he's only doing 18 months, which I can't believe. But he's in jail, and I'm done with him. I tried my best to get the stolen valor charges brought up, but I couldn't get any of the magistrates. Nobody wanted to touch it just because he had so many other felony cases. Nobody wanted to go forward with it. And it turns out he got a slap on the wrist, 18 months. I expect he's going to come out on probation and he's going to violate. So then he's going to have to do the, I think it was 4 years probation. So he'll more than likely end up spending 3 or 4 years in jail because he's going to violate as soon as he comes out. There's no doubt in my mind.
So this is basically you've got an impersonator who's trying to impersonate being a military serviceman.
Yes. He had said, and I've got video clips of him claiming that he jumped into Fallujah. Now, myself being an old-time paratrooper with the 82nd Airborne, I've been in Iraq. I was in Iraq, and I know for a fact during that time frame there were no jumps. and there definitely weren't any jumps into Fallujah. And he just went on and on and on, and his story changed. And then when he got called out because there were no military records, he said his records were sealed, and that's typical for all these phonies to say that their records are classified and all this other bullshit. And then he said he went to Special Forces School while he was in ROTC, which that's bullshit. Yeah, he's a narcissist, and just lie. If his lips are moving, he's lying. I guarantee you.
Does he know that you're covering his story?
Oh yeah. He's actually, all of his videos are down now because he had to take all of that down per part of his probation. He called me out. He said some old F blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, whatever, dude. Call me out. But been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. Never been there. Never done that. And you're full of shit.
So, like Riding Fish was saying, you've got a fair few crazies in America. I don't understand why you would have somebody, trying to make out that they were, retired servicemen or military servicemen. Wouldn't you have your veteran chasing after this guy trying to knock him on the head, put him out?
I am sure there are plenty of them, and I've really had to censor some of my comments because some of the guys, I was like, dude, you can't say that in comments. And I've really had to be, and I've reached out to him. I said, dude, just don't say stuff like that. Yep, you want to beat his ass. I understand. Don't say that stuff. I've really had to censor a lot of my comments on some of his videos because some people just, I don't condone any violence on these guys. However, the Stolen Valor Act, when it first came out, it actually had some teeth back in like 2005. And then it got revised and the Supreme Court struck it down. So they came up with a new one. And the Supreme Court said, yes, this one's good, but it's everyone's First Amendment right to be able to basically go out and lie. And but it's also my First Amendment right to go out and tell the truth about their story. And that's what we do. If we can't get stolen valor charges filed in court, we'll just go out and we'll just blast them across the internet so they'll be known forevermore as a phony military member. And Guardians of the Green Beret.com, they do a great deal of background of it because nobody wants to impersonate a cook. Everybody wants to be that special forces, high speed, low drag operator, bang, bang, kicking doors, all that good stuff. So they've just got tons and tons and tons of cases that they've worked on and stuff that they're still working on. And
in fairness, the United States, we don't hold our cooks to like this pedestal, but our military men, it's, you can't even say anything bad about them if you wanted to. And it's like as a country, we hold, my brother's a Marine and I still say I could kick his ass, but that's probably not true. But, until he proves it, I kicked his ass last. But, we hold that and people will do anything for some kind of, I guess maybe not power, but recognition, and here's an example. And tell me if you have seen this here in the United States. And I have seen so many people be claiming they're nurses. I'm like, wait, you're not a nurse. You're like a pharmacist or, but I've worked through this pandemic this whole time. Okay.
So we've had that over here too.
Yeah. So it's the same thing, but there's no higher thing more than military. You say you serve. If you say you serve, you get it seems to be most places in the country, there's a respect that right away, thank you for serving, a whole thing. And there's so many people that want that. And
I don't wear anything. I belong to the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. When I'm riding with them, I'll wear my cut. Otherwise, I don't wear anything that shows that I'm retired military, which I am. I don't, that was my life. I retired. Now I'm in my new life. I work and I do this, and I have fun.
Yeah.
And
I was just saying, like, that's the difference. That's why people are saying, yeah, we're the bad. Well, that's because you guys are all badass. The cooks aren't, only Steven Seagal is the only cool cook that's ever been around, I think, in Under Siege 2 or something.
Nobody wants to impersonate an army cook. And I'll tell you what, I love the army cooks because they kept me fed. Tell you what, give me a cook and a clerk and a supply guy. Those are my 3 favorite people in the military.
Yeah.
So Cassius has asked what stolen valor means, MSG.
It's a term that was keyed up. I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name. He's since passed. It's when somebody attempts to embellish their military career by adding valorous type awards like a Silver Star, Medal of Honor, Purple Heart, Bronze Star with a V, those type of awards, or where, and they've never done it. It could be somebody who's never served in the military doing it. In the case of Jeremy DeWitt, he had a Silver Star, Combat Infantry Badge, Purple Heart, and a bunch of other valor type awards, but never did any of it. And that's how they came up with this stolen valor term. I still call them impersonators. There is a law against it, and you can look it up. It's called the Stolen Valor Act, and there's a lot of information on it. Almost every state has also enacted their own stolen valor kind of thing, where if they're utilizing that military service or those valorous awards to gain property, money, or other tangible benefits. In the case of Jeremy DeWitt, there's no doubt in my mind he was bragging about his fake military career to garner people to work or to get contracts with the funeral homes because he provided funeral home escorts. He had retired police cars, retired police motorcycles, all done up with purple and yellow lights all over them and sirens and all this other shit, and dressed like an LAPD officer riding around escorting funerals, but not following the statute on funeral escorts. They were directing traffic, telling people to pull over, basically impersonating police officers. That was his downfall. He could never be in the military. He could never be in the military. He was a convicted felon at the age of 18 for impersonating a police officer. So there was no way he was ever going to get in the military anyway. But yet he had to go ahead and, Special Forces Major, blah, blah, blah.
I think I know who this guy is. He's on YouTube, right?
Yeah. He's been all over YouTube. There's hundreds of channels that are covering him. Yeah. I kind of fell into it because somebody asked me about the Stolen Valor corner of it, and I tried to stick to that. It was a rabbit hole I thought I was Alice in Wonderland when I went down that rabbit hole. I didn't think I was ever going to get out. But now that he's in prison, I can kind of step back and concentrate on some of my other stuff, some of my other investigations, and mainly my motovlogging, because I enjoy getting out on a bike and riding. And as a matter of fact, I just got a new mount for my helmet. It's chinmount.com. It's out of Canada. It's a little 3D thing, and I've got an RF 1200 helmet I wear, and it fits perfectly right on the chin, just a little tiny block. And all the GoPro mounts fit right in it. And it's freaking awesome. I can't wait to get out and try it out. It's not going to be all hanging off the side of my friggin' helmet anymore.
Hey, don't talk bad about those guys that have cameras at the side of our helmet. That'd be me.
I'm there. I was there. I went from the side to one of the curved mounts to the front to on the top until that got taken off one day. So,
I use a Senna. I use their Evo.
The 10?
No, but the Evo, not the Pro or whatever. The Pro kind of sucks. The Evo is really good, but the reason why I did it was really easy for the audio capture, and then as well as the group conversation, which has been fun to use, where, you know, when you're using the GoPro, you're having adapters and this and that, when it's all slick. You get to see my nice green helmet in the corner of my screen though. But
yeah, I rode with veteran biker out at Sturgis this year, and he's got one, so he could capture the conversation. And that's a sticking point with me too. Both Cardo, Senna, come on guys, pull your head out of your ass and give us some support where we've got a mic output that we can put to a GoPro. It can't be that difficult.
I agree.
It can't be.
Or
that
GoPro
difficult.
could come up with something. I mean, they know what their stuff's being used for. They have a media vlog. They should have a good microphone with it. You want to know what gets hard when you start worrying about other people's, you know, in the conversation, is now you're worried about your friends' microphone. So here's my friends. We're all just chatting. I'm like, hey, I think you need a dead cat. He doesn't give a shit. I'm like, no, seriously, you need one because I'm getting way too much feedback. I'm over here trying to post. I'm fixing your audio. And he's like, well, then don't put
And
me
they're probably
in your
going,
video.
dead cat. What are you talking about, dead cat? We're going to stop on the side of the road and pick one up or what?
I've literally sent my buddies links. I'm like, hey, can you turn your gain down a little and throw this on your microphone, please? I got them all to switch to the boom mic because we all have Senna. And yeah, there's nothing like telling your friends, you know, that, by the way, it's like, hey, if you're riding with me, you know what I do. Like, you know, I'm probably going to turn a camera on at some point. And then there's some times where I'm like, hey guys, I'm videoing. Can you please stop talking about that? You know, this is not RedTube. This is YouTube. So
So, MSG, what bike do you ride? So let Riding Fish know what you ride.
I have got a 2018 Harley Davidson Ultra Limited Anniversary, serial number 230.
wow. Nice.
I bought it used a year and a half ago. A guy was getting divorced. His wife was on the lien. She said, you're not keeping the bike since you're not keeping me. And he traded it in on a CVO Street Glide. And the day it showed up at the dealer, I was there. So they never even washed it, and I rode it off the lot.
Oh.
And I think I got a good deal on it. It had 12,000 miles on it, and I think I paid 24 for it.
Yeah, sounds like a good deal.
I got a really good deal on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I ride a 2020 Indian Challenger, and then I have a 2019 FTR. The Challenger gets like all my love. The FTR, I kind of want to do some more like trail dirt type fun, more exploring, but this year it was just my whole time off for motorcycle stuff was cross country, asphalt, you know, all over the United States.
That Challenger really went big when they had the Battle of the Bagger races.
Yeah.
You know, that first year, the Challenger smoked everybody. And then this past year, Harley came back and took it back. So I expect next year that Challenger, they're going to step their game up. And it's awesome. And it's great for us bagger guys because.
Oh, my God, it's so much better.
I'm still waiting on rear suspension. I ordered a set of Olean 044s, I think, the remote reservoir rear shocks. They've been on back order for like 6 months, all because of this Battle of the Bagger shit. They can't keep them in stock.
Right. You know, the best thing about the Indian Challenger is that it makes Harley Davidson up their game.
It does.
For you. How many years, you know, did they just kind of just skirt by with, you know, the same technology? You know, they'd improve something like in the infotainment center here or there, but you got the same. When you buy let's just for sake of numbers, 30,000 American dollars, and you buy a motorcycle, and the first thing you go is, I need to upgrade my suspension front and rear. You know, it's like, dude, there's problems with that. You know, oh, these head pipes are horrible. I need a full exhaust system. This cat is burning up my passenger's feet. So the Challenger came out, and I think Harley Davidson's probably going to come out with a home run hit here. You know, they got this Pan America motor. I think it's probably the Porsche V-Rod motor, but whatever. I don't know anything.
Very similar, no doubt.
Yeah.
Very similar to it.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, they can't pull out of the closet and they go, what's the best motor we've made as a Harley Davidson company? Oh yeah, you remember that V-Rod that we quit making back in like 2017 or whatever? That a really good motor. Let's put that liquid cooled motor, you know. And then variable timing, the EU has really made Harley Davidson upped their game with their emissions laws. That Sportster wasn't going to pass their emission laws in Europe. So they needed variable timing. They needed a lot of stuff. And so between Indian coming out and telling them they have to up their game, and the EU saying, well, you're not going to sell the Sportster over here, buddy. I don't know. That's my opinion.
The V-Rod was doing really well. I remember when Scott Russell, I just to give you some background, I used to be a road racer back in the 90s and raced Daytona a few years from like 95 to actually almost 2004 when I finally gave it up because I didn't want to break a hip. But I remember when he was riding the Harley Davidson Superbike with that V-Rod motor in it, and he never could get it on the podium. But I mean, considering the technology, even that V-Rod motor was kind of old technology trying to keep up with those Superbikes. I was really impressed. And Scotty can ride the shit out of a bike. I mean, he'll back it into a corner in a heartbeat, and you're like, how the hell did he just do that? Unbelievable.
Now reading it.
Husband's annoying, needs to get on his bike. That's a lovely wife. That's a wife that's telling you need to go. Get out.
Hey, this is something totally off the hook for all the females out there. Scars on guys, are they sexy? I just had surgery a couple days ago, and it's
chicks
right
dig
here.
scars apparently.
Here, let me see if I can get close to the camera. I don't know if you can see right there.
There you go. There's the scar.
Yeah.
I've got I still got the sutures in it. I was having some problems. I had some jaw pain and something going on with my hearing. Couldn't figure it out. And my ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, she sends me for an MRI. I go to the MRI. They stick me in the machine. I'm in there like 4 minutes, and I'm like, gee, something doesn't feel right. They pull me out, and they're like, you have no metal in your body? I'm like, no, I have no metal in my body. All the hardware has been removed. No shrapnel, no injuries overseas, none of that crap that in my face. Stick me back in. They pull me right back out again. Yeah, you've got metal in your head. I'm like, what? Unless I got something implanted by an alien abduction, I have no idea what the frig you're talking about. Come to find out, 2.5 years ago, I had an impacted tooth that was pulled, and it appears that they broke the tip of the dental tool off in my jaw. And that thing had migrated around in my face for over 2 years. And my ENT finally did the surgery the other day to chop it out.
So they broke a dental tool and the tip of it floated for 2 years.
Yep.
Whoa.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, well, no,
I'm
not
going to
really,
mention
but
the dental company. It's one of those big chain companies. I'm not going to mention it. And if you have stock in any dental companies, get rid of it, because I do have a lawyer on retention, and we're going to do something about it.
dental tools should not break.
No. And if they do, they shouldn't leave the shit in your face.
No. Oh,
So to answer your question, MSG, in the chat, ladies, are scars sexy on men?
Well, I said that chicks dig scars.
Chicks dig scars. Well, there you go. That's going to be a new one.
I've got one here on my shoulder where they cut my second head off.
Oh, me too. Look.
Oh, here, I got one. Right. Oh, no, I'm just
that's for RedTube, by the way.
Oh, yeah. See, I always mix up. There's, all kinds of, tubes.
There's all kinds of tubes.
Could you imagine that dentist? He's like, oh, got it. We're done, guy. Oh, this is, hey, just so we're good.
He'll
Let's
never
just
know.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's on the floor.
Just like, oh, shit, I'll just hide the tool. Quick, nothing happened here. Yep,
Oh,
yeah, you're good. Off you go.
Nicole's saying they are sexy. I don't like pretty boys. Well, I got a mug for radio. There's no doubt.
It's always kind of weird when you hear about the surgeries, and it's like, oh yeah, we had to go back in 2 days later because we realized we forgot a sponge. It's like, oh, but anyway, shit happens, I guess.
Well, I think all the votes are that the scars. Yeah, the chicks like the scars. Chicks dig scars.
Yep. Well, that's like my ENT doctor. She's like, well, I'm going to try and, cut it in one of the folds so it's not noticeable and blah, blah. And I'm like, Doc, look at this mug. I don't give a shit. You could cut me from the top of my head to the tip of my chin. I don't give a shit. Just get it the hell out of there. It's causing havoc. And
was it causing you pain?
Well, I will say that after the MRI fiasco back in the spring, my symptoms almost went away. I was having like jaw pain, like right across here. The pain went away, and it was sporadic. It would come and go. So that went away. My sinus headaches went away. So obviously, I guess if they left me in the MRI long enough, that thing would have just popped right out. But probably not the way you want to remove things like that.
No.
I just want to say hello to Wind Road Therapy. Thanks for dropping in. And also, a biker's wife said to say, Nicole, meet MSG.
Yeah.
But it is actually a common thing. Like,
sorry, ladies, I'm married and have been for 38 years.
Oh, well, don't meet MSG, Nicole. You can't write a book about him now.
Yeah.
But it is a common thing. You do read things all the time about medical incidents where things like snap off, or in surgery, things are left inside of people and then they're closed, and it's crazy.
Yeah, this really took me by surprise.
I had a friend an Aussie girl. She went over to New York and was, doing really well in acting school and all that sort of bizzo. She had a really major operation. Can't remember what it was. It ended up, she was in a lot of pain. She got married. She moved back to Australia, and she was in a huge amount of pain, and they couldn't work out what was wrong. They did a MRI or CAT scan. They found 90 staples inside her. When they were operating her, they dropped a cup of staples inside her and didn't realize that it had actually gone inside, and they were all, attached to her organs.
Oh, that is so dangerous.
Well, it wrecked her life for good after that. She had to get them all removed and, basically damaged all her insides. And she didn't have any insurance on it either, so she couldn't do anything about it.
Wow. Cowboy Car Crushing says that you've got to change these stream times because he always ends up drinking beer too early. You mofos are cool. It calls for a beer.
I was just thinking a little Bailey's in that coffee would probably be good right about now.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might go get some.
Let's not be doing no alcohol here, guys. Come on. Hey, Ziggy, there you go, mate.
Checking it out.
You have to turn your YouTube down, buddy.
Is that better? That's better.
Well, I'm going to say good night because it's 12:30 here and I need to get some sleep. So,
always preach. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, and nice chatting to you all.
It was nice kind of meeting you, actually.
Yeah, nice meeting you
face
too.
to icon.
Maybe one day.
Have a lovely
all right.
evening.
Yes,
Night,
you too, and don't have too much fun.
I'm actually gonna bounce out too. Football starting here shortly, and I'm gonna watch both things. Thanks for having me on. It was kind of fun. Not kind of
Thanks,
lots.
buddy.
So
see you.
Maybe we'll catch up sometime.
Yeah, we're not that far, man. We're not that far.
Cool. I just subscribed to your channel too. So
thanks, man. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Keeping an eyeball on you.
Be careful. You never know what you'll see. Probably a bunch of racing and dumb stuff. Actually,
that's good.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right.
Cheers.
Bye. Thanks, mate. Ziggy.
Hey, bro. How are you?
All right.
How's my audio?
Oh, a little bit tinny because you're probably away from your microphone.
Yeah, I'll sort that.
Sorry, I just realized my camera was off. Oh. So yeah, you're always on like early morning for me, which is good because then I get to catch you. And because I'm an early riser here in the U.S., I'm up 4:30 every morning, hitting it hard. Depending on if I'm working or not, I'm still up 4:35. If I sleep till 5 o'clock, I feel like I cheated myself.
Yeah, it's really hard to know the times to really do the lives. Like in the morning on Sunday morning, my Sunday morning, Ice Bike Filmmaker Biker Live does his live radio program, and that goes for 2 hours. And then all the Aussie motor vloggers all upload their premieres around the same time. So you end up having like 20 videos to watch all at the same time. So it's really quite difficult because you want to have the UK people, you also want to have the US people. Yeah, and it's just very difficult to know when, and it's normally very late for me or very, very early if I want to get either side of the morning or the daytime for the UK and US people. Like it's what 9:30 here now, and it's 9:30 in North Carolina.
Yep.
In the morning.
It is. Same for me, East Coast time.
Yeah. So I mean, I mean that's fine. I can do that with the East Coast. Like if I work through, or if I do through to 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock on a Sunday night, Preach Queen has daylight savings now, so she's on the East Coast of Australia, so she's now 3 hours ahead of me. So it just makes it difficult when you're trying to do a co-host thing. I've got to start earlier. She has to start later. It gets all screwed up. But it is what it is. Do what we can.
Yep. Well, I was working on I just got done doing some editing on some video, some 360 video and some other stuff. This was from a few weeks ago. I went with the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, and we went to Sergeant Johanny Rosario's funeral. She was one of the Marines that was killed in Afghanistan during the withdrawal. And she's right up here in Lawrence, Massachusetts. And we went up, we had over 100 bikes just from our group. And we lined the hearse route right up to the cemetery. The amount of people that came out in support was amazing. One of the last 13 service members that were killed in Afghanistan. And it's a hard video for me to do, as it always is when you're dealing with someone who's passed. So I've been putting it off, and I finally said, you know what, this morning I got to sit down and work on the video and get some of the editing done, and then put it all together and get it up on YouTube. It was a very somber event, and just the amount of support. All the bikers that came out, all the different biker clubs and everything else that came out in support of it. It was pretty amazing.
Were you talking about this with Ben on his channel?
No, I don't know if I did or not. I may have. I don't recall.
I remember you talking about it somewhere.
Yeah, I might have talked about it, and then I just never followed through with the video, and that's because it was kind of it was tough to sit down and do. And then I had a CVMA brother, who was killed in a motorcycle accident a couple of weeks ago. He was a combat Marine, and on his way home from work as a bartender one night, 12:30 in the morning, and I don't know what all of the particulars were, but he lost control of his bike, and as a result, he died from his injuries. It's been a shitty year.
Yeah, it's not been a good one, that's for sure.
No.
Last year I thought was bad, and I thought this year we might get a little bit of reprieve, but it's been a very tough year this year.
Yeah, it has. I
All
actually,
around, really.
I actually captured an entire accident on one of my 360 cameras of a friend of mine who died from a result of his injuries. And it wasn't even that bad of a motorcycle crash, maybe 40, 45 miles an hour. But, and we still don't know what happened. You know, we're riding staggered formation, just riding along, and all of a sudden you can see smoke coming off his back tire, and the bike kind of goes off one way, and you can see where he's trying to ride out the skid. I don't know if the rear brake locked up or what happened, and he got thrown off on a high side, landed on the back of his head and back of his shoulders, and he was wearing like a half helmet, and ended up with a pretty severe basilar skull fracture. And myself and a couple of other guys, we managed to keep him alive until the ambulance got there, and they got him loaded in. And I mean, his airway was just, the blood was just coming out everywhere. It was just horrible. And you know, we were keeping our fingers crossed, but that evening they pronounced him. So it's just been, the last couple of years have just sucked.
Yes, and let's not go anywhere near your president.
I don't talk politics.
No, don't do that.
I do not talk politics.
I
I
think
have found that is the best
what I've
way
said
to
is
be.
enough.
You know, I stay as far away from it. You know, being in the military for as many years as I was, you learn to stay neutral when it comes to those things. Because, I mean, the military's got a very cross section of the population, a little bit of everything in there, and I stay neutral to everything. You know, and it works for me.
I worked for the government for a long time, and you know, you had to keep your opinions to yourself, and you went with the government of the day, and you didn't talk against them in any way, shape, or form. So I do understand where you're coming from in that space.
Yeah, I just released a video yesterday on Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller. Now, he released a video basically, you know, just bad mouthing senior leadership. We're talking like at the 4-star general level. And he puts it out on Facebook. Now, he's a battalion commander of a training battalion, infantry training battalion. Talk about a violation of regulations in the military, and you just don't do shit like that. What type of role model is he for those brand new Marine recruits coming through training when he's out on Facebook bad-mouthing the 4-star generals that are the advisors to the president? And I just did a video on him, and I'm not sure what his motivation was. Yeah, it sucked. We lost 11 Marines, a Navy corpsman, and an Army soldier in a suicide vest attack during the withdrawal from Afghanistan. You know what? I'm surprised there weren't more. Just because you can't predict or even know when these type of jihadist extremists are going to do something like that, because they don't care about life. And yeah, it sucked. It was bad. And yep, somebody needed to be called out on it. But calling out the 4-stars, all they do is advise. They don't dictate the policy. They advise to the State Department and to the president. And ultimately, the responsibility falls on the president's shoulders, because he's the one that makes the decisions. And he was the one that made the decisions on the troop reductions and how it was going to go and how the withdrawal was going to go. And then people say, oh, Trump came up. Well, no, it's the guy that's sitting in the seat at the time. So don't get political about it. it's the guy who is in charge at the time that, came up with the policy.
Yeah.
Regardless if it was somebody else's policy, he allowed it to happen. So knock off the political bullshit. Yep, we all know it was a debacle. We all know that a freaking private probably could have come up with a better plan, but reducing the troops to the amounts that they reduced it to, what did you expect was going to happen? Especially when you're allowing your enemy to secure your outer perimeter. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't. And I'm very critical about that. I think it was a piss poor plan that was implemented in a piss poor fashion. And
Cowboy Car Crushing is an ex-Marine. He did a tour over in Germany and a few other places.
Hey, Semper Fi there, Marine. And yeah, I agree. You're not supposed to do that. There's military regulations. You don't participate in that shit. You don't participate. You keep your yap shut. If you got a problem, take it up the chain of command. If you don't think that the chain of command is doing what needs to be done, they've got open door policies at every level. This Lieutenant Colonel Scheller, he could have went open door policy all the way up, probably straight to General McKenzie, who he thinks he can charge with dereliction of duty. General McKenzie can only advise what his thoughts on the thing are, and somebody else is going to make the final decision, not him. So you can't hold his feet to the fire for a decision that he did not make. He advised what he thought would work. Whether they go with it or not, it's it just sucks. Maybe next year will be
better. Just hang on. There's a question here from Helen. Can't stop long, but I'm popping in to say hello and to say I have one person, I think Angie, who hasn't given an address to post her book to. Helen, if it's Angela, she just needs to send her address through to the crowdjusticefundraising@gmail.com. And you send one there and we'll tee it up. We'll get it all sorted. And Carl Morgan says, Outback Outlaw question for MSG retired. What do you think about the hypocrisy of no consequences for the woke military uploading their opinions to TikTok bashing America?
I actually think there should be something taken, some type of consequences taken. They should not be uploading any of that shit. I don't follow TikTok because it's a bunch of crap. People have directed me to videos on TikTok, and I just shake my head. Way back when Facebook was first kicking off, I was still in the military. I was required to have a Facebook account just so I could monitor what my soldiers were posting. And if they posted anything that would be in violation of the regulations or that would jeopardize our operational security, it was my job as their platoon sergeant to make sure that it was taken down and removed. The woke military. I am so glad I am retired. I retired in 2011. It wasn't soon enough. I stayed in just a little over 30 years, and I'll tell you, from the day I joined, September, can't remember what day it was, but it was September 1978. I joined the United States Army, and I retired October 31st, 2011. And from day one to my last day, the change was unimaginable. Unimaginable.
I was wrong.
I did have.
Sorry, MSG. Cowboy Car Crushing wasn't a Marine. He's an Army dog.
Oh, all right.
Hoorah.
I got you. All right, brother. It's, I I fucking lost my train of thought. It's easy. Memory's the first thing to go.
Sorry, you said it's changed over the last 30 years.
It's changed, and I'm so glad to be retired. I retired right before my unit was going to Afghanistan. I never went to Afghanistan. I was in Iraq. So I was kind of on the fence whether I wanted to stay or not. Being a paper pusher at my retirement rank, being in operations, not kicking doors and doing all the fun stuff, kind of sucked. So plus I'm getting old. Can't help it. It just happens. And I was to the point where I had to have bilateral shoulder surgeries. And my body just couldn't really keep up with the young guys anymore. So it was time to pull a plug, and I'm glad I did.
So Nicole just says, Cowboy Car Crushing, MSG retired. Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you, Nicole. And just to say that, thank you for your support. That's usually what my reply. People thank me for my service. My service was my service. I did what I thought was the right thing to do, and I joined the military, and I made a career out of it. I'm happy I did, but I thank you so much for your support. The support we've received throughout my military career has been amazing, especially during this 20-year conflict that we were in. Just simply amazing.
Yes, it was. If it wasn't for our servicemen in Australia, we would probably be a country of Japan.
I'll tell you what, some of the Aussie military guys that I met over in Iraq, some badass dudes, and a little not there. Holy wow.
A little not there.
Those guys would follow you and they'd be wearing a gasoline suit going into a fire. They are crazy dudes. And they don't take any shit either.
No, Australians don't really take any shit from anyone, really.
It seems like everybody's a freaking corporal. Guys,
nature.
I couldn't figure that out. It's this corporal, this corporal, this corporal, corporal. I'm like, holy shit, everybody's in charge. Every now and then you'd see a lieutenant or something, and I'm like, oh, where the hell did he come from? But most of the guys I met and talked to and were out on mission with, because we did a lot of joint missions with, we had British guys, we had Australian guys, we had, when I was stationed over in Germany years ago, we did a lot of joint training with the Brits. They're another bunch of crazies. We did some training with them, and I was like, wow. Man, you guys train hard and you party hard, and I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
No, I was never able to get into the military. I tried to get into the army, and I was about 24, might have been 24, 25, and they did some barrage of tests and all that, and then they found out I had this blood disorder from Ross River fever, and they basically said I couldn't go in because of the blood disorder. So that was the end of that. I was looking forward to, I didn't think I'd have a problem in going to the army, and that was the end of that. So I'd always wanted to join the police force, but I never, kind of my life went in a different direction. And then I joined corrections, so I became a corrections officer, and I did that for 12 years. And then that was enough for me. Got out of that.
Man, I can imagine. I can only imagine in corrections, because surrounded by just some bad people every day. Man, that can really take its toll on you for sure. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, I got my 10-year service medal. So that, I mean, I was pretty proud of that when I got that. But after 12 years of doing that job and realizing that it was just a money making machine, crime pays. It really does pay. I just no, I just couldn't do it anymore. I didn't believe in the ethics. I just thought, no, this is not for me. So I quit. A few years later, the general managers chased me down and said, "Can you join us? Because we want you back." And I was just, no, not interested, guys. Not interested. Mugs game, really.
That's a tough job. I've got friends in corrections, and I don't know how they do it. I don't know how you can keep a positive outlook. I mean,
Well, I mean, you were in the military for 30 years, and it would have taken you a while to detrain yourself to
yeah,
get back into normal society. And my wife, I left in 2010, and we met in 2010, 2011, and it took me 5 to 6 years to detrain myself out of the thinking of a corrections officer. And I mean, a lot of dark humor, because
yeah.
you have to deal with that stuff on a regular, and you would know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And now it's like I don't go there anymore because I don't need to go there. But if somebody was to talk in that frame, or they were going to start talking about those types of things, I can go there like that. And I don't like to go there because it's part of my life that is compartmentalized, I guess, in some way. You can't live in the past. You've got to keep moving forward.
And it did. It took me a while to demilitarize myself. I did go back to work after a couple of years. I bummed around for a couple of years just doing some odd stuff. I worked for the Army Corps of Engineers as a seasonal hire, as a park ranger. I did that for a couple of years. Had fun doing that. I'm not going to say what I do for work now. But yeah, the dark humor is still there. My biggest problem was the transition into the civilian side and the amount of bullshit you have to put up with. Oh my God. There's people I'd just like to slap the shit out of just because. Are you really that freaking stupid?
Yeah.
And you can't, of course. And it's yeah. I couldn't believe it. That, and in my job, the amount of discretion I have as a civilian, whereas in the military, I didn't have that discretion. It was black and white. Everything was pretty much black and white. There was a very small gray area, whereas everything on the civilian side, it's gray, the whole thing. There's no black and white. It's all gray, and it's all discretionary. And yeah, I got 2 more years, and what happens is I age out the maximum age for the position I'm in, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'd be really happy.
So you wouldn't be able to do that in Australia. You can't age out in Australia. It's a choice. If you had a job that you aged out, it would be seen as discriminatory. So it's interesting that you've got that in America.
And it may only be specific to Massachusetts due to civil service and unions and all this other bullshit. That's the other thing I couldn't wrap my head around with is all of that crap. And I was like, really? And people bitch about the smallest thing. It's like, dude, suck it up. Somebody asks you to do something, do it.
It's one of the things that I struggle with daily is just stupid people. I struggle with that daily, and I struggle with the ethics, the work ethics of people, or the lack of work ethic, I guess we
Yes.
could say.
Yes.
It really is probably for me one of those two things, the most frustrating things in the work that I do these days. And you have to bite your tongue because you can't attack somebody because you'll end up finding yourself before the disciplinary board or fair work or whatever, and it's just you always have to take the higher road, and I hate taking the higher road sometimes. I really do. I just, like you said, I just wish I could slap somebody across the face and just snap them out of it.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just the insanity, and everybody's entitled. Um, that just drives me crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, it is what it is, I guess. We just have to live with the changes.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's woke these days, aren't they?
No, they are. And nobody can do wrong. I'm sure you
Yeah.
were in charge of a whole bunch of guys that were innocent.
Oh, yeah. No, every single one of them. Every single one of them. And I was, it got to the point where, and I can still do it if I turn that on, if I turn that part of my brain on, but I could look at somebody and I could tell exactly what crime they committed, pretty much when they would have committed it, how they would have done it. I could just tell by looking at somebody what kind of person they were. I was really good at it. So, as soon as they'd open their mouth and they'd start talking, I would know what questions to ask to get the truth out of them. It was an amazing skill to have, but I mean, it took a long time to actually get into that headspace, I guess. And I can switch it on. Like what I used to do is I used to sit and just watch people for hours and just watch how they worked with other people and their mannerisms. And you watch people, you can actually work out who these people really are in the end. If you've got that skill to be able to do that. And I don't. I mean, I could turn it on tomorrow, but I don't want to go there because it goes into a dark area, into a dark space, and it's just not. It's not a place that I want to be.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. You kind of put a lot of that stuff behind you. Hey, brother, I'm going to check out. Thanks for letting
All
me
good,
in.
MSD.
It was kind of awesome to catch you, and I screwed around with my stuff here and managed to get in. That's awesome. So maybe
Appreciate it,
we'll do
mate.
again.
Thank you very much for coming in and joining.
Oh, yeah. I really appreciate you letting me in, and everybody have a great day, and maybe we'll do this again sometime.
It'll be good, mate. Thank you.
All right, mate. Take care.
Cheers. All right, guys. It's coming up to the second hour. I went an hour over what I thought I was going to do, and I had some fun. Actually, it was a really nice night, just chilling and having a yarn with Ride and Fish and MSG and Preach. Ziggy D came in there for a bit. Thank you to everybody that's come in tonight. I haven't really been watching the chat, so I apologise for that because I was actually enjoying the conversation that I had with the guys up on panel. So Preach and I will be on next week at some stage. We'll work something out, and we might do an auction next week. We're not too sure yet. We'll see how we go. But other than that, thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for being part of the live, and yeah, it was a good night. Thank you. I appreciated it. So with that, guys, remember, love and live your best life now. Take care, everyone. Appreciate you all. Cheers. So